What's up, guys? So Naruto 662 was just released. This is gonna be my first ever live reading of it. So apparently I don't have to read out the words. Oh, it's snowing outside. Take a look, guys. Anyhow, I'm going to read it silently and then ooh, hold on. I'm gonna read it silently and then every page I'm going to give my opinion on it. So spoiler alert, everyone. So right now I'm on the artwork before the first page, and this is probably I'm gonna make this my my what's it called, thumbnail for this video, because this is quite amazing. I mean, it's well drawn, um, and what it is, it seems like Naruto and his summoned frog, his giant frog, and they are in what seems to be samurai slash mecha slash ninja suits, and you can tell by all the mechanical machinery that the frog is carrying on. And then you got Naruto with like his samurai gear and like a bunch of like ninja weapons strapped onto his arms and legs, and they're fighting what seems to be robots with similar equipment on, although their equipment is more robotic and colored blue, whereas Naruto's is more samurai with a splash of mechanic stuff. There's a splash of machinery in his clothing as well. If you look on the sides, there's like gauges and pipes. So it's pretty cool. This is a really cool image. I like these sort of like alter ego or alter universe sort of things. So anyhow, moving on to the first page. So Naruto's he's still like unconscious. Alright. And the second Hokage is still on the ground. There's like skin flakes on the floor next to him, which is just messed up. Ooh, what's this? I'm on the next page now, and what I see here is oh, this has to be that wait, I thought this was Hashirama's technique. So it appears to be the thousand hand technique, but I'm guessing what happened is Madara stole it, so now he can use it too. It's that ridiculous technique that made the QB look like an ant, or at least that's what it seems to be, and it is just smashing up the ninjas. How many ninjas have died? Like, honestly, here's another two panels of all these ninja being pummeled by Madara's techniques, and yet every chapter afterwards there's like 100,000 ninjas in the crowd. It's like, do they keep constantly being revived or saved by Naruto, or is there just that many? Alright, next page. Okay, so the Kages are still being hung up. I have just lost a lot of, I wouldn't call it respect. I've lost a lot of, yeah, respect for the Kages because they're so weak. I mean, they're still being hung up. I mean, again, they're fighting Madara and they're being hung up by a automatic technique by Madara. It's not even being like manually controlled by him. He's just like, off you go. I just wrote a little program for you to fight. The Mokuton, that's what it's called, the Mokuton. You should have heeded my warning. Moving past here will not be a simple task. Which reminds me, my question still remains unanswered. Anyone? Who's that? Oh, so that is I believe white or black Zetsu. White Zetsu masquerading as how Obito used to hide in Akatsuki. So he's got pretty much Toby's outfit on, which is kind of scary. Surely someone out there can articulate the sense of shitting themselves. Dude, that Mokuton thing is ridiculous. Like, this image somewhat describes its scale. And even now, it looks smaller than what it looked to be, if in fact it is what Hashirama used before. I'm actually going to Google it right now just to make sure. Yes. The Mokuton is the wood release, which is Hashirama's ability. So, yeah, what is up with Hashirama being the only one capable of such a feat? Is it just genetic talent? And if it is, why is it so hard to transfer this talent to others, like they tried to do with Yamato, I believe his name was? Anyhow, the point is, the sheer size of this thing. I mean, look at it. We got Zetsu standing on top of its head, and its head has a headband made of miniature heads, and the heads on the miniature headband are like 10 times as large in mass, if not larger, than Zetsu here. So this thing is massive. Well, yeah. If I had to guess, I'd say it's akin to killing someone. You're overwhelmed by a sense of serenity and relief. So you got the five heads on the headband of this beast, shooting out the 5 different elements. And then these guys are going on about how it's madness combating these elements. Holy crap, I get it now. So you got, okay, here's how it works. You got the 5 heads shooting out the 5 elements. Thunder, fire, earth, water, and something else. I'd assume leaf, but that doesn't look like leaf. Maybe rock. And here's the thing. According to this image, we got 5 people with the abilities combating these abilities. The fire with fire, rock with rock, and so forth. However, wouldn't it be better to split it up so that maybe the water person fought the fire person? But then it's more a sheer battle of who has more, rather than who can utilize this skill much better. Dang, it is snowing hard. By the way, guys, this is crazy stuff. Like a couple of days ago, it snowed since the moment I woke up to like the next like 6 or 7 hours, and it was snowing hard. And even now, I'll show you the snow. It wasn't as hard as right now, but this is something celebratory because it rarely snows here, and it's just awesome. But yeah, we got a fairly good snow, not as big as the sort of snow apocalypse a couple years back, but there you are. Okay, so this is going pretty slow. I'm gonna have to speed it up. I honestly like this better. Reading out every single word was just too draining for me. I mean, I still have quite a few other manga to review today, and this video is probably gonna take like an hour at this rate. So I'm on page 9 now. That's what you get for underestimating the third Hokage. I don't even see the third here. He's not here. Oh, there he is. Oh, I get it now. Holy crap, it was 5 clones of the third Hokage. That's ridiculous, dude. For the third Hokage to be able to master all those 5 elements to such a degree, that's saying something. This is kind of nerdy, but it's kind of like, it's akin to the 5 roles in League of Legends. Each role is very special. So most people in the ranked ladder of League of Legends. By the way, I am a plat League of Legends player. Um, each role is very specific. So being a jack of all trades and mastering all the roles is very hard to do, and that's why most people specialize in one role. Anyhow, so much so that only the Edo Tensei third can sustain a counter offensive. When the third fails, we're completely screwed. So Sakura is saying like in her head that Shizune and Tsunade should be fighting, but it seems like they're standing there just not doing a thing. I'm assuming they're healing. They're supposed to be healing others. Oh, Orochimaru has something planned. Here's the thing though. Oh, okay. So they're trying to take down this Zetsu guy who's masquerading as Toby. But Orochimaru immediately stops the counterattack and he's like, I guess he doesn't want to go through with it because there's something peculiar about the enemy. Okay, so now Ino and pretty much everyone has noticed something. I'm on page 12 now, and they've all noticed something. I'm assuming it's that they've somehow realized that Naruto is down. What? That's Gaara-sama. Ah, there. They're coming in. Here's the thing. The QB chakra still surrounds all of them, which to me makes no sense. But I guess you can explain it somehow through the fact that since this chakra was gifted, it will always be theirs until it gets destroyed. So okay, I'm on page 13. Sakura's sprinting over. I no longer have the chakra needed to use medical ninjutsus. You should bring Sakura. She still has some left. What happened to Naruto? Here's the thing. Tsunade, I feel in a way, is wasting her time healing all these people to full health, if that's what she's doing. She should just heal them to the point where she knows they're not gonna die, just so she doesn't feel bad when they die. However, like, I mean, to be realistic, these people are useless. I mean, sure, there's this whole theme going on about waiting for that right moment to tip the scale, because even a butterfly at the right moment may be able to tip the scale if at the right time. It's an old adage, but still, I mean, healing all these people to 4 HP when you could be using that chakra in other ways. I mean, at the same time, Tsunade is kind of useless even at full chakra. All the Kages are pretty much. So apparently the battlefield is so large they don't even know what the heck's going on. How do they sit on the sand? Is the sand hardened? I mean, Gaara-san, I guess he hardens it somehow by getting rid of the water, but can he control water or just the sand? And in that case, would he have to push out the sand? Okay, I'm just being nitpicky now. Page 14. Okay, so the Byakugan, what happened to Hinata's clan? I mean, she and that other kid, I forgot his name, sorry, they're like the only people who I've seen in this whole battle use the Byakugan. Don't they have a whole clan who uses this, or are their entire clan wiped out now because they were back in the village doing other stuff? Um, and I know like the Sharingan is like one of the strongest eye techniques, um, but honestly, that's one of the things I felt the author should have elaborated more on in the series, like introducing many more eye techniques. And quite honestly, the only ones we've truly seen are the Byakugan and the Sharingan, and then the one Madara has, and then the different versions of the Sharingan. Why? Because I mean, it's not much of a prize if it's the king of eye techniques when there's only a couple others. I mean, technically, the one that Madara has, the Rinnegan is stronger, but I mean that one's irrelevant. I mean, that's like the god of eye techniques. But at the same time, it's like even the Rinnegan, like what has the Rinnegan accomplished that makes it better than the Sharingan? It allows you to pretty much view different angles with different bodies like Pain did, but technically, I mean, I never really understood that because can't if you just make shadow clones of yourself, isn't it the same thing? You can view people from different perspectives, so if one person experiences, all of them do. I mean, that's not really a huge advantage. What else can a Rinnegan do? Well, it can summon that like life death thing that can revive people, but I mean, that's only been brought about twice, and it's usually like a I'm sorry sort of feeling or a last resort sort of thing because it kills the person who uses it, and the fourth Hokage technically used it without having the Rinnegan. So I think I'm just being nitpicky here, and there's probably some explanation as to why the Rinnegan is so great in the wiki page, which, if I remember, I'll read later. Naruto Kun's heartbeat. So here's the Byakugan. What can it truly do? I guess you can view things slower, and you could zoom in on things. Big whoop. So she zooms in like 1,000 feet away onto Naruto-kun, and Naruto-kun's heart seems to have stopped. No, it's very weak. So it's also an X-ray device. I guess that's fairly useful. So Hinata has tripped running towards Naruto. Since the tailed beast was extracted from him, his life is forfeit. Indeed, that is one rule set in stone. That's not a rule set in stone. Gaara, well, here's the thing. I talked about this last video on Naruto. Gaara was the one who survived after his beast was extracted, but he did it because that grandmother used that like sacred forbidden technique that she had worked her life to perfect, to give up her own life to save this guy, which ironically is pretty much the same technique, give or take, that the fourth Hokage used, and Pain used, and Obito tried to use on a greater level. Anyhow, so Naruto doesn't have that thing, so we're pretty much banking on the fact that he's stronger in many ways than the typical Jinchuriki. So that's what we're banking on for him to survive. But it does make sense that he's sort of traumatized after the thing was extracted. Page 16 here. That you have those eyes is proof that while you have lost quite a bit up till now, you were always looking forward to something. Oh snap, this is what I've been waiting for. The epic fight between Sasuke and Naruto and Madara. For at least Madara to acknowledge Sasuke. I mean, this is like the last living Uchiha. It's kind of ironic that the Uchihas were wiped out and what was left was pretty much Hashirama's ancestry. But that also ends here. So I was interested to see how Madara would view Sasuke. I'm just the only thing I'm surprised about is why Madara didn't try harder. He was just like, "Do you want to join me?" Sasuke's like, "Nope." That's it. No sort of trickery, no sort of deception, no sort of talk. Okay, so my prediction was wrong. Sasuke did not dodge that sword attack. Sasuke did not use Genjutsu. He's actually severely wounded through a direct stab through the body, which doesn't make sense to me because who would just stab straight into someone and then pull out exactly the same way? I would just stab into that person and just like rip them apart from there. I mean, especially with someone like Madara, who, judging by the skill with Sasuke with his sword, I mean, this just shows you Madara's strength. I mean, Sasuke is so ridiculously strong. We've really only seen his strength at a point before he got the Eternal Mangekyou Sharingan, and he was already severely strong then. He was strong when he beat Naruto, and then they parted ways, and then Naruto 2 started, and then he was strong when Shippuden started, and he got like his power like spiked up tremendously, and he was able to beat Orochimaru and sort of overcome Orochimaru, and now he's so strong. Like, I mean, he's got the Eternal Mangekyou, and it was like his power level should have spiked tremendously based on what he remarked when he got those new eyes. And so like he used the sword that he had been practicing with for the last so many years to fight Madara. And Madara simply takes the sword from him and stabs him in his chest immediately without him having the agility to react. It makes no sense. I think it's a little disparity. I mean, Madara is strong, but for that to happen, I don't know. And I mean, it also doesn't make sense that he's so strong, and yet after he stabs Sasuke straight through the chest, he pulls it out the same way, almost like as if not to harm him. Instead, I would just went all around up in there, cutting him into little pieces. So realistically, it doesn't make sense. So I can't say, I'm reading page 18 now, and I can't say I like Itachi sort of, I mean, his whole purpose was very noble, very awesome and stuff, but for Sasuke to find out about it, and for it to be like, realizing that Itachi did it all for the greater good of the village, it's hard to say, because, I mean, now Sasuke's all lovey-dovey, you know, for the greater good as well. And that whole period where everyone was thinking that Itachi was like the evil dude who just wanted Sasuke's eyes, that was also gone. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a disappointment because I always wanted to see, you know, Sasuke sort of be corrupt and then finally be turned in his ways with the final Naruto vs Sasuke fight. But I mean, the ending is different now. And here's another thing, like now, Sasuke wants to be Hokage. His final remark is to make a true village so I can show them what a true Kage is. And he's like coughing up blood. Like, why do you want to be a Kage so bad? Why? I mean, the current Kages are so disappointing right now. They're so weak. Why would I want to be a Kage when they're so weak? I'd rather have the strength of Hashirama, Orochimaru, Itachi, someone who's not a Kage. By the way, you know that bone guy? The bone guy who was Orochimaru's disciple. I always thought he was super strong. We never saw his true strength. I guess he was always weaker than Orochimaru in some ways, though. So that puts Sasuke higher level than him. So the chapter ends with these two people, the big main characters, Naruto and Sasuke, who seem to be dying here. Will they die? And I'm gonna end the video with this. Will these two people die? No, I'm not. They're not gonna die. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. So this cliffhanger for me is, it's not a cliffhanger. I mean, it is a cliffhanger, but I oftentimes get a lot of people who just and these are people I meet in real life. Not a lot, just like the one or two that I know read Naruto. They're stubborn or stupid. I don't know what's going on, but they're like, "Do you think Naruto is gonna die?" And it's like, no. This whole manga is titled Naruto. It's like, it's the same thing with Toriko. It's like, the title of the manga is Toriko. Do you honestly think that Toriko, who is clearly the main character and depicted as one, will die in this chapter and it'll just be over from here on out? I highly doubt it, and I would actually applaud if that were the case, because the author does not have enough balls to do that, and it's so predictable. Naruto is not going to die, Sasuke is not going to die. If they, the only possibility is that they do die right now, and then somehow the rest of the ninjas manage to beat Madara